Hey, Sam, how's it going?
Good, Dan. How about yourself?
Really good. We talked to Jermaine last week, and he was talking about some of the cohesion that the offensive line developed down the stretch of last year, those last 6 weeks when you were in there. And I'm curious your vantage point on what was built in that finishing stretch last season and how you feel with this group kind of intact and going forward here at this stage of the offseason.
Offensive line is a unique position in that five guys have to be on the same page on every single snap. So anytime you get the opportunity to work together as a unit and just build that cohesion over time, it takes reps, it takes plays, it takes a lot of work and a lot of time, and sometimes more time than we were going to have at the facility. So there's just a lot of time and effort that we put into building a relationship and building trust within the unit so that we're seeing things through one set of eyes.
You obviously have had a chance the last few weeks to work closely with Andy. I'm curious your early impressions of him as a communicator and sort of as that conductor of the offense.
Yeah, I was talking to him today. I think he's 10 years my senior. So, he's played a lot of football in his career. He's been around this league for a while. He understands it. He commands the huddle. Overall, a great teammate, great guy to be around thus far. So, looking forward to doing work with him.
Dion?
Hey, Sam, last year being virtual at this time of the year, how much of a benefit is it to be out there on the field right now and getting these reps in, even though it's only June? Just what is the value in that?
Absolutely. Communication is the big key. Just being in person with the guys and learning how each other works. And obviously we don't have pads on, so there's stuff that you have to tempo down, or it's not a live look that you're getting. But communication and being on the same page, timing, certain concepts, getting that down. I definitely believe we're at an advantage this year, being able to do that versus last year, just being on Zoom.
Oh,
Hey, Sam. Last year, you were basically on the practice squad at the start of the year. You come back this year as the presumptive starter at center. How different is that for you? How different is this off season? How different is your preparation? I'm sure it feels better, but just talk about the difference in those two situations, please.
It's for me, it's not really a difference. I've always had the mindset that, I was going to go into an off season preparing to play football, whether that be on practice squad, whether that be on the active roster, whether it be as a starting center. Each off season, I prepare with that same exact mindset that I got to be ready to play. And last year, the fruits of my labor were showed. And so I really feel like this off season more was critical for me to have that live film against other NFL defenses to understand the things that I need to work on and improve on. And, we still got some time left to improve on those things.
And just as kind of a quick follow-up on that, both Matt and Juan have talked a lot about your kind of mastery of the calls and reading the defense and knowing what calls to make. How different is that from the Big Ten, or not the Big Ten, but from top football in college to the NFL?
It's different. You're going to get multiple looks in NFL defenses. You're going up against different guys each and every week, different defensive coordinators where you have to group them in certain categories to understand the looks that you're going to get each and every week. So it's definitely different. And, in college football, there's one game a week. You're only going to see certain opponents one time a year. In the NFL, you're going to see teams twice a year, maybe sometimes three if you're seeing them in the playoffs. So it's definitely, categorizing these defenses and the looks that you're going to see and then adjusting accordingly.
Matt Finley?
Hey, Sam, what's impressed you about Justin Fields being around him?
It's been a brief time that I've been able to be around him, but he's definitely confident. I mean, he played at a big time program in college. And he's just a confident guy, very quiet, goes about his work, doesn't really talk or say too much, which is great. I mean, I'm a person who, I love to just do my job, and that's what I like to do. And I think he does the same thing, and I appreciate that about him.
When you see him hit a couple of deep balls like he did today, what could that do for the offense, big picture?
It could do a lot. Obviously we have to protect up front and make sure he's given the ability to make those throws. And no matter who's behind us, we got to do our jobs. And if as an offense we're able to click and do things on the same page, then the sky's the limit.
Zach?
Hey, Sam, was there one thing that you worked on in particular in your game in the offseason?
Getting stronger. This offseason was all about, gaining strength. I put on 10 pounds of lean mass. So it was good. It was a great offseason. And now June, July is going to be just trimming the fat down and trying to maintain the muscle that I put on, to withstand a 17-game season and hopefully longer than that.
And last one, Dan.
Sam, where and how did you go about working on your strength?
Last year, I trained with Olin. This year, did the same. I have a lot of people that I trust, and there's a great group of guys that I'm able to train with week in and week out. And then, just being able to be back in the facility with Loco and the guys, that was critical for me. And, I like to eat, and there's a lot of good food in Chicago. So that was definitely critical for putting on that muscle.
Sam, one last question. Obviously, vaccines are a big topic around the league, and they will be now through training camp. I'm curious what your stance is on that. Are you vaccinated? If so, why? If not, why not?
I received my first shot. I'm scheduled to get the second one next week. I just want to play ball. That's what I love to do. And if getting a vaccine means I'm going to be out there no matter what, then I'm going to do it.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys.